Hi, everybody.
We'll be watching you, Miss Dios.
At least give them a welcome first.
Fine. Perikles welcomes you to his symposium.
Doing Perikles Symposium. So. I think they spelled Perikles wrong.
Cassandra, it's you!
Oh, there's Phoebe.
Phoebe! You said you weren't coming back to Kefalonia, so I decided to leave too.
I said I wouldn't be coming back. But I don't remember saying you should leave.
Well, here I am.
How did you even get here, Phoebe?
Well, I did make some drachmae working for Marcos.
So you paid someone to bring you to Athens?
Not exactly.
Phoebe...
I needed a drachmae for when I arrived. I couldn't use it all to leave, and I didn't want to wait any longer. So I sneaked on a ship. Don't worry, nobody saw.
I just can't believe you made it.
I don't remember much of Athens from when I was a baby. But every once in a while, something feels familiar. It's nice.
I can't believe you're here.
Me either. I can't believe we both made it to Athens. It's so much different from Kefalonia.
But what are you doing here?
I'm here to get you ready. I have to make sure you leave all your weapons and change into these clothes.
So you somehow work here? For Perikles?
No, for Aspasia.
I don't understand why I have to change.
It's just what you do here. I felt weird at first, but you forget about it pretty fast.
And my weapons?
Don't worry, I'll take care of them. We don't want to scare people in there.
Well... How is it you're working for Aspasia?
Well, I did get into a little bit of trouble after I got to Athens. I may have been a leader of a small group of orphans that tried to cheat Aspasia. We didn't know it was her, though.
And you convinced her to hire you?
No, she asked me on her own.
That was lucky. I think I'm ready to go in.
You can't! Not like that, anyway. The Athenians like it best when you try to fit in. But don't worry, I have just the outfit for you.
I'll get changed. Promise you'll take care of my things?
Yep. Leave your weapons in the corner, and I'll come back when you're done.
I feel uncomfortable in this.
Now you look like everyone else.
You say that like it's a good thing.
It is. If you want them to take you seriously, this is the easiest way. Trust me.
Is that everything?
You're all ready to go in. Don't worry. You've done scarier things than this.
I'm struggling to think of any right now. Are you sure I can't keep just one weapon with me?
No weapons. Now hurry and go in. Oh, and don't leave without saying bye.
Okay. So, that looks like Cleon. I don't really want to talk to him. I guess I'm gonna have to. There's Socrates.
Here, Cassandra.
Oh, it's
The
Herodotus.
mighty mercenary and traveler has finally made her grand entrance. Only slightly late.
Herodotus wrote
Herodotus!
the histories.
Indians have no problem letting
He's
me
a
know when
writer.
I'm not welcome. It's a
So
relief
that
to
part
see
is
your friendly
historically
face.
accurate.
Don't let the company here tonight intimidate you. Pericles is no king. He needs these guests to love him so that the people love him. And they, in turn, need Pericles. You're no different from any of them.
Do you really think these people will help me?
They will if you get them to trust you. And you've wisely dressed for the occasion. Appearing trustworthy is the most important part of being trusted, after all. Now then, come, let me introduce you to everyone. They may not look it, But this group holds the way to the future on the tip of the opinionated tongue. Ah, Sophocles and Euripides, for example. Two of the most celebrated playwrights to date. No one can throw stones as far as they can. They appear to be locked in some kind of intellectual struggle, as is their way.
He's a writer of comedies, of all things. Comedies, Euripides.
I've heard of Sophocles. In my line of work, it pays to know who the richest and most famous men are.
Hermippos has also written his fair share of comedies.
You should drink more.
Lately, his attitudes have garnered him more notice than his works. However, the fellow beside him, Protagoras, is a sophist worthy of as much praise as the great Socrates himself.
Inviting Socrates seems like a good way to ruin everyone's night. I'm surprised they would let him in the door.
Oh, don't let Socrates get under your skin. At least he wore shoes for the occasion. And the poor thing gesticulating like an ape is Thrasymachos. If you listen closely, you'll notice he and Socrates are actually arguing the same points. But the wind from his wild gestures deafens him to critique.
That isn't at all what I mean.
Where is Perikles?
Oh, he never attends his own parties. Which reminds me, there's something I need to get his hand with.
Vile Socrates,
Alcibiades.
always appearing where I least expect him. Warrior, protect me from his amorous gaze. Oh, Alcibiades, this is not a time for jealousy, but for love.
Let's not use Alcibiades as an example. Be good and don't drink too much. So, tell me, what does a Mystios like you think of a party like this?
This party could be fun. Alcibiades drinks like a Spartan. Maybe he fights like one too.
If I could suggest anything, please don't start a fight. Or end one.
Thank you, Herodotus.
Now, if you'll excuse me, Perikles is here somewhere, and I need to prepare him. If he's alone, I'll tell him what your brother said.
Agreed. Perikles needs to know. I'll stay here and look for clues.
I hope they know something about your mother.
Me too.
Oh gosh. Okay. So let's see.
Yes, you come and talk to this inferior thing. I've had my fill. Perhaps later. First, explain to me your point of view. I suppose you've come in here to mock me for my fight with Euripides.
I've seen lots of fights. That wasn't one.
I really made a fool of myself this time, didn't I? I'm Sophocles, though I'm sure you knew that. And you are?
I am looking for information that'll help me find someone. A Spartan woman.
A Spartan woman in Athens. Sounds intriguing. Though, if you expect me to notice someone other than myself, you expect too much. You could talk to Euripides. He's the second most worldly man here. That Perikles, Xanthodontus, exophthalmic Morosoph. But he doesn't talk without a drink.
I have no idea what that meant.
No, you don't.
You want to get Euripides drunk. Are you hoping he's gonna make an even bigger scene than you did?
Ha! We both know that's not possible. But you're a feisty one, to say the least.
All right. If nothing else, this party could use the help.
You'll need to pick the right wine for this task. The kitchen should have what you need. Let me know when every piece is done in, and I'll slip away unseen.
I'll get the wine.
Wonderful. Now, if you want some friendly advice, Aristophanes cannot stand sweet wine. I've seen what it can do to him. Absolutely, horrifyingly delightful.
I don't know much
It
about
wouldn't be a
Sophocles.
party without someone losing their stomach.
They said he was a
I'll let you
playwright,
know if
so
your plan worked.
it's probably true.
Save for that arrogant playwright. I don't see many distinguished guests in here. Can I help you with something?
I'm here for your sweet wine.
Yes, take it. But get out of my kitchen. I'm very busy, you know.
Perikles.
A new face in Perikles' abode. Ha! That in itself is a remarkable thing. You must have seen me doing my impression of Cleon. I call it the Orange Ape. Tell me, what does it think?
Did you just call me it? Watch your mouth, Athenian.
It speaks, and so feisty too. Sometimes I wonder if I'm doomed to be the only young and beautiful thing here. So, what do they call you?
Cassandra.
I wouldn't peg you as a Cassandra, but never mind. I'm Aristophanes, and this man is Euripides. Oh, go on. Introduce yourself.
I'm Euripides.
For a playwright, you're not much for words.
Good men lead quiet lives, as old Euripides likes to say. Don't you, Euripides?
When I need to relax, I start a fight. For you, though...
Quickly! Bring him some wine so that he might say something clever.
After my argument with Sophocles, I think I'd rather keep my head clear.
You and Aristophanes could both use a drink. Let's play a game.
A competition?
Ah, wonderful idea. Euripides seems quiet, but he never turns down a challenge.
Well, if you brought us some wine, I wouldn't be opposed to showing this young one how we Argives drink.
I'm only here because I'm searching for someone.
And yet it gave us the distinct impression it was here to fill our wine. Let's focus on that first,
I want to smack the
shall
shit
we?
out of him, for real. Little skinny ass little bitch.
Why don't you just apologize to Sophocles?
It's he who should apologize to you.
Sophocles is a friend, and one good friend is worth an entire family. He just needs time to recover from his outburst.
Let's conjure Dionysos, shall we?
Okay, I know who Dionysus is. That's the god of wine.
This is pure swill.
Amateur. In my day, this would be considered nectar of the gods.
Ambrosia is nectar of the gods.
Ready for more?
I can hardly stomach this pig's piss.
I could outdrink both of you with one hand. Let's have some more.
Perikles has invited all of you here for some reason.
Either we dine here and praise Perikles, or we dine with Cleon. But Cleon has all the charm of a typical politician. A horrible voice, bad breathing, and vulgar manners.
You ready for another?
This wine is terrible.
That's what you get.
You, I like you. Who brought you here?
I brought myself. I'm on the trail of a woman who fled Sparta a long time ago.
Fled? Why?
She lost 2 children. She had no choice.
She fled to heal a broken heart. Euripides, write her into a play.
I've heard Spartan mothers go to a sanctuary in Argolis to beg Asclepios for his divine pity. I should know, it's my home.
After what she went through, I'm not sure she'd trust priests.
Oh, then she sought my friend, Hippocrates. He's a physician, best of the best. He still keeps his office in Argos. If she went to him for help, there's no doubt he'd have given it.
I love getting drunk and singing. Come back if you want to sing with me.
I'll think about it. Hippocrates in Argos. Here I come.
How's Euripides? Drunk, I hope.
You can stop hiding in here. Euripides won't notice you coming out. He won't notice anything.
Hiding? Heed this. War has come to Athens. First they take our homes, then they take our heads. I intend to be found with at least my dignity intact. Or what's left of it anyway. If you see Perikles, tell him I said thank you for another colorful evening.
Okay, so now I'm going to go talk to Alcibiades. And he was very famous. Basically, just a party animal. He was sort of like a general during the Peloponnesian War. He switched sides. First he was on the Greek side. He came up with some very bold military moves from what I read. And then he switched sides when he figured out he was losing.
Don't mind her. She likes to watch.
But he was very known for his good looks. And he was very, very vain.
Authority. Such aggression. I can see why Pericles has taken such an interest in you. Did you come to join us?
It sounded like someone was in pain.
Well, it can sometimes be hard to distinguish between sounds of pleasure and pain. Had I known you were going to knock, I would have left my door wide open for you.
I only came to this symposium to find someone.
Sounds like we can help each other then, doesn't it? You fetch us a bit of oil, I help you find who you're looking for. Maybe they're in here.
She's not in there.
I think I'll check all the same.
I come bearing gifts.
We're saved! Today, these women grieved for their sons, and these men worked the wall. But tonight, we forget all of that. Let's have some fun! What do you say? Care to join us?
Hell no.
Now, it's time for you to help me, Ali. I'm looking for someone.
All business, right until the end. I like that.
Focus. I'm looking for a woman who fled Sparta a long, long time ago.
Fled Sparta? No one flees Sparta. But let's pretend she did. If she were stupid, she'd be dead. If she were smart, she'd do what Aspasia did. She'd earn her independence. The smartest and most resourceful women I've ever met have been in Corinthia.
Prostitutes? This is serious.
They don't like being called that. And for good reason. They offer so much more than their bodies.
He's talking about the hetera.
These women are companions, counselors,
highly educated women
powerful men
that
come
were
to the
also
Hetera
basically
asking for
prostitutes.
advice and value their words more than those of their closest friends and advisors.
Ali, come back inside.
Aspasia was
The celebration
supposedly one of
continues.
them.
When you reach Corinth, find Anthusa. No one goes
And it
in
was
or
said
out of the city without
that
her knowing. Until we meet again.
in Aspasia's house, it was like a social club for all of Greece. Basically like this party at this game. It was like this all the time. It was just like a social hub for everybody in Greece. Everybody important in Greece, rather. See, and now we're going to go talk to Socrates. Socrates was a teacher. He was killed for his teachings, actually, because he challenged
If it isn't the
everything
one
they
who
believed
agrees
in.
that knowledge is most important.
I think we agreed our use of that knowledge couldn't be more different.
You remember. Perhaps our conversation can continue. You really
He was
intend
supposed
to
to
use
be
this
an ugly
instruction
man,
to avoid the point being
but
argued.
very smart.
If you've been arguing this long and you haven't agreed yet, just give up.
We're discussing the nature of rules. We're better to do so than here. I'll ask you the same question I asked Thrasymachos. Would you agree that the act of ruling is an art?
It is an art, as all worthy undertakings are. That is not up for argument.
Yet, medicine is for the betterment of the patient, and not the physician. Carpentry improves a building, not the builder. Then, is the art of ruling not for the betterment of the ruled rather than the ruler?
Don't be absurd!
That's true.
This argument between you two is pointless.
Perhaps. How do you define art?
I'm not getting dragged into this.
Very well. Answer this. Does the artist not give form and symmetry to her subject?
Well, yes.
Laws and justice do much the same for people, do they not?
I think he was just so smart he
is
could
there
talk circles
any
around
better
anybody.
way to communicate the story of
That's what
the
this
people
game
than
makes
by
him
revealing
seem
his
like,
customs
anyway.
and laws? If yes, then ruling, and thus justice, must be an art, as Thrasymachos says.
If you say so.
Aspasia.
And here comes the traitor Aspasia. Supposedly a prostitute, aka Herete, one of the very educated prostitutes of ancient Greece, had a child with Perikles, lived with him, though it never really, nobody's really sure whether they got married or not, but they did have a child together. She wasn't from Athens.
Really has a brilliant mind, even if he comes off a little
So Perikles' sons that were already
Perikles has retired
with
to the
from his
balcony
first
already,
marriage
has
to like
he?
his cousin
His
or
ability
whatever,
to sneak off and sulk is
regarded
second
her as a
I can go
traitor.
get him, and Cassandra
And
can help.
it's said that
Everyone
she
listened when she talks.
That'll be fine.
um,
Run along. Cassandra will
basically
be right
brought down
behind you.
Greece during the
Now,
Peloponnesian War.
allow me to introduce myself.
But not a lot is
My
known
name
about
is
her wife,
Aspasia.
or rather her
I
life,
had to
because
go to great lengths to cover up your
people
work in Megaris.
didn't talk about women then.
Your spies have been watching me. I knew you people couldn't be trusted.
We do what we must to survive, and there's no shame in that. It's how you got here, how I got here. The clothes, they fit you well, I trust.
I'd be more comfortable in these clothes if I had a blade in my hand.
You never really get used to them. It seems we have the attention of the entire room without a single eye being fixed on us. If you'd like to talk, do it now, and do it discreetly.
I've been searching for a woman named Mirini, my mother. I think she may be in danger, and my search brought me here.
What clues do you have to her whereabouts?
A physician named Hippocrates may have seen her in Argos.
He's a good man. If you find a woman named Agathi there, do let her
Hippocrates
know
was
Aspasia
a
sends her
doctor.
regards. What else?
Alcibiades gave me
I'm
the name of a woman.
assuming that he's the reason we
I'm
have the
sure he
Hippocratic
did.
Oath.
My dear friend, Antusa, is the only one I know who's enjoyed a life in
He's
through
probably
legitimate means.
one of the
Mostly
first
legitimate
people to
anyway.
doctor the way he did
That's all
without
I have.
There is another option.
the gods and all that, you know, involved. Like, basically actually just using real medicine, real doctoring medicine. I'll look it up before I do a video on that. But that's what I get from the game, and I know what the Hippocratic Oath is, so, you know, Hippocrates, Hippocratic Oath.
Sea life makes a monster out of most people.
Thank you, Aspasia.
The Hippocratic Oath is a vow that doctors have to take before they can become a doctor.
Now do me a favor and get Perikles to come down here and greet his guests.
I really want to climb up there. Oh, I can. Can I go? No, I have to go the right way. Well, that was interesting. Interesting party. Probably actually really took place. I mean, I'm not going to say that it was all about, you know, obviously Cassandra's not a real person, so she wasn't there, but it's likely that all those people who actually did gather at Aspasia's house. Well, I guess this says Perikles' house, but they were together, so same difference. There's Cleon. He was somewhat of a traitor too, I think. I haven't really read too much into Cleon.
Cassandra.
But Perikles was a general, a great general. He died. He watched his whole family die from the plague, and then
Aspasia told me to come find you. She wants you to come down to
and
the
then
party.
he was killed also.
She says I don't interact with our guests enough. But these parties aren't
And
for
his
me.
son went on to become a general.
Technically,
He
you're
married
a
his
guest.
cousin too, or like maybe not his cousin, but some kind of relative.
Enough for her, don't you think?
That was his first marriage before he met
Don't want to go
Aspasia.
downstairs, do you?
When your days are spent speaking in front of crowds, you begin to crave these moments of silence.
Or as silent as I let it be, at least.
I don't understand why you had Anaxagoras ostracized. Socrates said he was your friend.
I won't risk the lives of those close to me if there's something I can do about it.
So you did this to protect him?
Anaxagoras understood my fears. 10 years may be a long time, but at least he'll be safe.
Phidias was awaiting trial, but you had me get him out of Athens. I figured you, of all people, would want to follow the law.
Phidias is a very dear friend. I didn't want to risk him being found guilty. And, of course, there were other threats.
So you knew?
I know he's delusional, but one day when you have a friend you'd do anything for, you'll understand.
Why send Metiochos to the fishing district if it's dangerous?
I would never have sent him into danger willingly.
It seems you have many loyal friends.
My people are important to me.
Your life is in danger.
Yes, Herodotus was saying. This cult doesn't worry me. I have my life threatened by far worse people every day. My true concern is Athens. I fear for her future.
The Spartans aren't your real concern, Perikles. The cult is coming, and they're bringing their strongest weapon.
Listen to her, Perikles. The Spartans are immediate. A cult's threat is ambiguous.
I'm related to one of the cult members. And I believe him when he says they're coming after you.
Sound counsel to consider. I'll be sure to let my men know, regardless.
Aspasia sent me to see what's taking you so long.
Tell Aspasia I'll be right there. I suppose this is where our conversation ends. Thank you again for helping me. I hope my guests are able to help you in your search.
Time will tell.
He was only the general for the first 2 years of the Peloponnesian War. I don't know how many years it lasted. Really, I guess I should check, but... yeah. Oh, I can't just jump down there again. Darn.
You look tired.
Only of conversation. I think that's the most talking I've ever done.
See? You didn't need a weapon after all. Are you leaving?
I've had enough Athenian hospitality to last me a lifetime.
You'll get used to it. It's nice. What are you going to do now?
There's a woman on the island of Chaos that I need to meet. I think I'll head there first.
I've heard there are pirates there.
I'll be sure to be careful.
Good.
Not going to beg to come along this time?
Nope. I'm happy here. And this isn't Kefalonia. That means you'll be back.
That's very true.
Plus, I really like working for Aspasia. She says she has a mission for me.
I'll see you soon, Phoebe.
Bye, Cassandra!
Got a cultist clue. Cool, let's check it out. Oops. I pushed the wrong button a minute ago, my bad. Alright. Who are these people? Okay, anyway, that was these... oh wait, I want to check the cultist clue I got. Who was it for? This guy? No. Oh hell, it's hard to tell. Okay, so after reading this letter, how could you not know that Cleon was corrupt? I mean, a bear scrotum, why do I have that? Well, anyway. A deer tongue, wow. Alright. I'm done. See you next time.